Good morning. I didn't mess up hitting any buttons today. It's crunch time. I have coffee. Oh, it's so bitter. Canned coffee? This is from Costco. I really like it. And I will tolerate it without any cream or sugar. I don't particularly love it, but I will tolerate it. Stephen is just finishing up his breakfast, and it is not French toast sticks this morning. I don't know what he made.
I didn't realize it took that long.
You did take that long.
Sorry.
And I have yogurt with some peach jam that I made over the summer. Oh, you made cinnamon toast.
I did make cinnamon toast. I was really craving it.
After we had those pretzels yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was craving it real bad, and now I don't have to crave it anymore. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Oh, we are tighter.
Yeah.
Forgot we're tighter. We tightened it up for the direct and for mail. Can you just be closer to me?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. To be honest, this is our normal framing was this for the longest time. And then at some point it got looser. But this is like actually how it usually was.
Isabel and Ultimate 50 Cent team up to hunt down Alala, who's hiding in Temple of Time.
Haley.
Artists, I don't ask for a whole lot. Please draw Isabel and 50 Cent together in any capacity. Like
Ultimate 50 Cent.
that's artist interpretation. Like I don't ask for much. Christmas comes but once a year. But that's fantastic.
But I like Ooh La La in Temple of Time.
That's another. There's so much going on in this.
Got Space Channel 5.
Got 1,000 bits from Aldo. It says, can't believe that the Donkey Kong 64 MMO didn't get announced yesterday, but at least we got this game. You can find Isabel in the club with Curtis, hunting down Ulala.
Chew, chew, chew.
Anyway, morning everybody. Morning. Sorry, I was brief fear that like Kaylee is outside. Always a brief fear, to be honest. I don't think we will have ski people on this stream. Pretty sure. Door is locked. Yeah, I know.
I was just thinking that, chill days.
Yeah. I'm It's not an impossibility. It's not an impossibility. It can always occur. So, a few things. The Nintendo Direct was yesterday. We'll definitely spend some time this morning talking a little bit about that. So, be excited for that. But then also we did mail. We recorded mail yesterday. So everyone that was like, man, when are you going to do mail? We did it. We did it. And I'm going to give that to Dan today. So, probably won't take too long before it'll be out.
Fulfill your deepest desires with Tiny Eddie's rich caramel dusted brisket shout.
Brisket chow.
Does caramel and brisket... not the worst combination.
No, it's
I
not
think,
the worst.
I think caramel and brisket would go together better than chocolate and brisket. I mean, like, have I ever had caramel and brisket? Like, I haven't. But, like, would I try it? I mean, yeah. It fulfilled my deepest desire. I mean, that's what it's supposed to do. We get 1,000 bits from Toaster Wolf. It says, morning, grandparents. Haven't been able to catch this live for around a year. So, Tiny Eddie, what you got for me? Well, welcome back.
Hi, little goblin. Come here.
And enjoy some... I guess it's not even... it's just caramel dusted. Mm-hmm. It's just a sprinkling. Just to give it a little sweetness, which is a thing.
Hi.
That's a thing that people do with...
Well, if you're using a sweet barbecue sauce, it will caramelize a little bit.
Yeah. So, like... Didn't even see that. Seemed all that off, to be honest.
Hello, goblin.
Seems fine. Let me read some alerts, then we'll talk a little bit about a few different things. Because there's a few different things to talk about this morning. We get 32 months from Kayla Crisp. 37 from Wilhelm Heinlein. 24 from Ketsuki Randy. Congrats on the 2. 16 months from Kennedy KJK 2016. 53 from DC20 Will Save. 28 from Queen Shy. 36 from Shinoth. Congrats on the 3. Cap, you're not clapping.
He wants on your lap so bad.
Prove it.
Oh, but now he's laying down and he's starting to warm up my lap.
His little eyes. Okay. Okay, you don't want that? You don't want that? Okay. 51 months from Sapphire Becca. 30 months from Vivi. 37 months from Hiss Ranger. 6 months from JF Samela 1. And 300 bits from Tricky Anthony. It says, good vibes, please. Voluntary 12-hour shift yesterday. 2 bottles of iced coffee to stay up. Now running on 2 hours of sleep as a result. Am very tired. Yak. Good vibes.
Yeah.
Good vibes. I'm assuming that you can't sleep as of right now. Because if you could, you probably would be.
Yeah.
But I hope that at the soonest interval in which you can achieve a sleep, that you achieve a sleep. I totally get it. I was there last week. For better or worse, I also voluntarily took some long shifts last week, and it took me a while to get back to normal. You know what was weird, actually? I experienced this. I don't know if this is the first time I've ever experienced this, but like, it was bad. I have been having what I can only describe as jet lag, trying to recover from what I did to myself last week. You know, I took some long nights and worked on stuff. And
you're not in your 20s anymore.
Yeah, but it's one of those things that, like, you know, people say that, but until you like live it, you don't really know how that works. But like, it's super real. Having the effects of jet lag, but having not went anywhere is really weird.
We could go somewhere.
I only make it worse. It's just interesting.
Right, Renee?
I mean,
right, Haley?
Haley. I didn't do it as bad as everyone thought I could have done. And I'm feeling better now. But it was surprising to me how long it took.
Mel, I could have burned myself more, but I only burned myself a little. And aren't you proud of me for that?
I think I should. I think I deserve a round of applause for not mistreating myself as much as I did. Or could have done. Anyway, yeah, but that was like the one thing that was really surprising to me is the little bouts of like, I'm working and all of a sudden my body's like, you sleep now. And I'm like, what? What? And I'm like, oh. I only did a little abuse as a treat. Yeah, it was tiny. It was a tiny. It was a tiny. Thank you, Vagabond. Listen, every time something like this happens, it is an indication of like I am getting older, and also like stuff like this is more and more difficult. So will I try and do less of it? I mean, yeah, I'll try and do less of it, because like
Haley
It's
says,
hard.
I can't leave town again. I mean, you can. It's just
Nope.
either someone else has to watch Leica or someone has to watch Steven. So, like, I can go watch Leica, but then, like, I don't know. Brandon needs to come over here and watch Steven.
I need a supervisor.
Yeah.
Yeah. And every night they'll be like, I'm just going to stay up a little bit and work on this. And they'll be like, no. And I'll be like, no, I'm just... And they'll be like, no.
Chaz, I'll fly you in, and you can watch Steven.
Chaz would be good. Chaz, I think Chaz knows, like, what to do. What if Steven watches Leica? That would be fun. That would be good. We could do that.
Who will look after Brandon when he's looking after Steven? Brandon is the most responsible out of all of us.
Brandon regularly goes to bed at like 8 p.m.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't need any help with that. We got 300 bits from Radio Dread says clown test. He's good. With my help, he could be the best. Uh, 8 months from Legend of Kiara. 300 bits from K-Breed says, I'm watching from home because today is my birthday and I took the day off work. Hope everyone has a great day.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. I hope that you do something good for yourself today. Whether that's enjoy a special snack or a special drink or a special drink and a special snack, or you're like, I deserve a new outfit or a new video game, or I don't know.
I need a new outfit.
Whose birthday is it?
Not mine.
That's what I thought.
Gabriel's going to the bookstore. Awesome.
There you go. It's important to do things for yourself. Like, even when it's not your birthday, but especially if it's your birthday. Especially if it's your birthday. Oh yeah, you could do something nice for yourself for Valentine's too. Mm-hmm. Like, Valentine's is the international excuse of like, oh, do something nice for another person you like, but also like do something nice for yourself. That's what I suggest. So anyway, yesterday we did mail, and mail covered a pretty wide range of months.
Yes.
Because the last time we did mail was in October in anticipation of Extra Life. So this mail video covers like a tiny bit of the end of October, and then also November, December, and January, and then like a tiny little bit of February too. So if you sent mail at any of those times, get excited. There was a lot of great stuff in there. There was a pretty big video game collection. It had a lot of PS3 titles, some PS2. There was some sealed PS2 games,
yeah,
which was kind of wild. There was a bunch of video game manuals sent in, which was really exciting for me because one of the things that I have been trying to do for the past few years, and it's a very slow process because going into a video game store that actually has loose manuals is kind of rare for whatever reason.
And it's a process to go through them.
And
no
it's a
one ever has
process.
them sorted.
But I've been trying to collect the N64 manuals. It's been something I've been working on for years. It's very, very slow going. And part of the reason is that it's hard to find them. Mm-hmm. You know, when we collected GameCube and Wii and Wii U, like those are generally complete. They have the manual in them because people's incentive for like taking the manual out and throwing it away is low. People don't usually do that. But with N64 games, which came in cardboard, they didn't keep the manual, so finding them is very difficult. Anyway, there were some N64 manuals, and I was excited. I was like, oh, N64!
Shitaka says, sealed or resealed? No, they had, like, the sticker that they
like
used
the
to
PlayStation 2...
Like, you know how they used to put the sticker across the top?
Yeah.
That had, like, the name of the game on it written?
Yeah,
That's still on there.
I believe they were sealed. Mm-hmm. There was a bunch of PS3 stuff. Some of the PS3 stuff was sealed, but then also there was copies of Xenosaga 1, 2, and 3, and all of them were sealed. And it was just a very, very interesting in the box of all this PS3 stuff, of these PS2 games that were still factory sealed, and I was like, it's a wild collection.
Are you gonna eat your cinnamon toast?
Yes. I'm
I'm
gonna
freezing. I'm considering getting the green screen blanket. Haley has a 100% Xenogears collection.
Because there's only one. There's multiple Xenosagas. There's multiple
Xenoblades.
But Xenogears is like the Highlander. There can be only one. And it says my brother gave the game to me because I liked it more. I mean, if you like something more, you deserve it.
Oh, is that how that works?
Do you like my toast more than I do?
I like this toast more.
Then it's yours. One of the things that was sent in was the Dots Pretzels cinnamon sugar flavor, which is, it's new. It's been around for a little bit, but we hadn't had a chance to try it yet. That was sent in, and I tasted them, and I was like, this tastes like cinnamon toast. And I was like, yes, it does. And now this morning I'm having cinnamon toast because I'm easily influenced. Yes, Cosmic Troll says, that's me. It was you. I knew it was you. I knew it was you whenever we got to the box, and Mouse said the city and the state, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Cosmic Troll.
Yep, it was.
I was right. I do really like this.
Should I have a bite?
You literally just had it.
I didn't have a bite, though.
But why didn't you take one?
So I was making a joke. Now I want a bite.
The other thing in the box was also great. I'll keep that a surprise. Can't wait to play it with more than just myself. It'll be a good time. So let's There's so many other things I could do to try and fix what I said, but I think it'd make it worse.
Put on your uniform and enjoy Tiny Eddie's Emerald Green Horseradish rounds.
No.
Like imagine a like a hash brown, like the kind that you'd get at like Dunkin' or Hardee's or something.
Yeah.
But it's just pure
Well,
horseradish.
horseradish is like a root vegetable thing. Like a radish.
You're gonna make this way more difficult than it needs to
And
be.
all it is that you just take it. Like, imagine a piece of ginger, right? You just like chopped into coins, so it's round. And then just emerald green, and it's horseradish.
I explained something in this many words. And then you were like, but what if it was this thing? What was wrong with my idea that it was just a horseradish hash brown? Yours is so hard. This is from the Leaf, who says, hey Tiny Eddie, since Grandpa didn't make enough breakfast for chat, what do you have for me? Horseradish rounds. Dyed green for the holidays. That holiday's coming up.
It is coming out.
A lot of people don't take St. Patrick's Day seriously, and if they don't, they should go to Savannah, Georgia.
Enjoy the ear-watering goodness of Tiny Eddie's Pickled Oasis Apron Gelato.
Is that because the gelato never makes it to your mouth?
Well, it's ear-watering goodness.
I hate that phrase. Like, that's not a good phrase.
No, it's not.
Like pickled Oasis apron gelato is alarming. It is not as alarming as ear watering.
There is motion at our front door.
Could you maybe not? Like just like don't I'm gonna just tell you not to do that. Do not do that. Because the people that have the power to be here can just be here.
Yeah.
As opposed to being obsessed over a thing. Don't do that. Because you'll spend your entire life on it. I never actually read this. We have 1,000 bits from Tricanthia, who says, Tiny Eddie, what snack should I bring? Ampersand Queen and Sugar Comatose when their plane lands on Sunday. I haven't seen them since February of 2020, and I'm so excited to see them again. First off, that's awesome. The sheer idea that you get a chance to see friends that you haven't seen in 3 years is great. That's super great. I hope all 3 of your ears just water the whole time. 3 years is about... Was that the length of time between when we saw Alex and Haley?
No, because we visited them.
No, we didn't. We saw them when we were in Japan in 2019. We didn't see them again until 3 years later in 2022. It was 3 years.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
No, we visited them. I'm like, no, we did not. I frickin' know. It was a long time. It was a long time. You saw them like Tuesday.
What?
I don't know if that was true, but maybe. Also, Emil says you are old. Guess what? You are too. You're not that much younger than me. Barely at all, really. Anytime someone's like, you're old, I'm like, you're pretty old. How many years ago did Paper Mario 1 come out? Like, was that like 99? 1999 was like 100 years ago. God, we're all so old. We're just old, decrepit farts. Just a bunch of old, decrepit Let's Playing farts. Anyway, Emil, I hope your morning's going well. We're all so old. So anyway. We got 300 bits from Jay Linebeck says, so in lieu of a new Layton game being announced, I thought of a stream idea. You both stream the Layton games and Steven has to solve the puzzles without any help from Mal. No, we like to finish games.
No.
We like games to end.
I'll go do something else. I'll go hang out with friends.
We like the video games to have a
Layton.
conclusion. Mal likes Layton games, has played Layton games multiple times. I played one with her.
The first one.
Was it the first one? Yeah. And could not do it.
I know.
Could not do it.
Professor, what? There's a train traveling, Professor. It's leaving Chicago, and there are 4 monkeys on the train, Professor. And one of the monkeys'
That reminds me of a puzzle.
One of the monkeys' names is John, Professor. And John is a 43-year-old monkey. And there's another monkey named Watson who's 2. So, if they leave Chicago, Professor, at 6:42, and they arrive in Philadelphia at 9:27, how quickly have you given up on this video game?
I didn't like it. didn't like it. It seems like it's fun for people that like math class. It's honest to God. That is honest to God. My take on Layton is like people that really like math class would probably like the Professor Layton games.
Do we have Layton? I borrowed
But it doesn't
Stephanie's
mean
when
that
I
I'm not.
played
It doesn't mean that I'm not excited for it to be back. Because I know people do genuinely like it. I hate math and I love Layton. You take that back. I'll do no such thing. I did enjoy. I played the first Ace Attorney game, and I liked that. Had less math.
We had 300 bits from Genesis who says, I'm also at home today because I have strep. Oops, I'm on that penicillin and doing well though. I hope that goes away soon for you.
Strep sucks.
Did you ever have strep?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had strep more than once. It's been a while, thankfully, knock on wood.
There's nothing like that around.
Well, crap. But I'm glad that you're doing well, at least. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that sucks. Strep bad. We got 245 bits from Uchi Plays, 26 months from GA Studios. 510 bits from Anissa says, on the subject of being old clowns, my personal trainer said that he woke up with a muscle cramp in his back. I just looked at him and said, that's a standard Thursday in your mid-30s. He was slightly perturbed by that info. Just sort of happens. The idea of, like, I slept wrong and now I hurt all day. It's a real thing. It happens a little in your 20s, too. Which I think is just a warning sign that your 30s are coming. Can't wait till, like, my 40s and 50s. Like, what will that be like? I don't know. One of the reasons I'm hoping to try and take care of my body better is
so you don't have as much?
I minimize that, right? I'm trying to, like, move my body. I know that there's a contrast to me saying I'm trying to take care of my body better after having a discussion about the fact that I didn't sleep.
Thomas.
It's fine.
Thomas
and Mao are engaged in Mortal Kombat.
Thomas is the only person who's winning against me.
You're not going to beat Thomas.
He's only ahead by less than a little over 200 points.
Okay, but is he ahead? Then
By-
you've already lost.
There's 3 days left.
Is he ahead?
Yes.
Then you've already lost. Because if Thomas wants to max out his points every day, he can.
He will have to.
Here's where you went wrong.
Yeah.
I have not challenged Thomas Jonte because I know that when I do it, I have to have an entire week ahead, like to do everything I need to do, and you cannot be behind on any day. You cannot, because if you are, you've lost. That's how this works. If you're gonna have a competition.
Yeah, Thomas got 600 points yesterday, which is the max you can get in a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm winning against Chaz by not a whole lot.
Thomas says, Steven might be able to beat me next week, but never again. Thomas, if I ever chose to challenge you, I would win.
I'm winning against Tom Fox by like 100 points too.
The thing is...
We're just doing the watch competition.
The thing is... I need to make sure that I can win. Because otherwise, fighting Thomas is pointless.
You could just max out all your points for a week.
That's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Hey, Sinistar Man. Thank you. Got milk bombs to Anonymous. Let's see what I did there. Wario Speedwagon, I love that. Sullivan 003, Miss Mayhem 310, and Guinness 04. Sinistar Man, thank you. Thank you for Calcium. Also, 23 months from Sinistar Man. Appreciate it. Thomas says, I'm too powerful. I got a new job and I'm just riding that high. Yeah, everyone give Thomas congratulations.
Hey, Thomas.
Thomas got a new job and is using all of the good feels of that to beat Mallory into the ground.
I was talking to Brandon, who has a different watch, but not an Apple Watch. Mm-hmm. I was like, we have to compete. We'll just kind of like do points every day. Like, oh, you definitely did more today. You get a point. So we were like 50-50. And yesterday I went for a 30-minute walk and I played DDR for 30 minutes. And then Brandon had to work all day. And then he's like, oh, I'm going to go out for a walk. And I was like, I don't think you're going to get the point today, Brandon. And he's like, watch. And then he went and worked out longer and had more stand time and more steps. And it was like...
So he got the point.
Yeah. Because we don't have one metric we're like going against, and there's no way to calculate it except by hand. So it's just kind of like, obviously, you know, you did more today, you get a point. But yesterday was real close. And I was like, oh, dang it. I was like, future note, don't tell Brandon how much you did in a day before he goes and does his stuff for the day.
I mean, if you want to lose. We got 300 bits from Satsy. It says, what I'm getting from all this discourse is there is no point in me getting an Apple Watch because I don't have friends to challenge or cheer on for points. Got it. Well, that's not inherently true. The watch itself motivates you to do things.
Yeah.
That being said, it is helpful to have people that are also using it because there's some level of competition going on within that. There's probably also, I haven't looked into it, but there's probably also like online groups.
There are.
For, you know, people that want to do maybe like a specific exercise, and then you add each other to like motivate each other in that way. So there's lots of different ways to get value out of it. I don't need technology to boss me around more. Also fair. Spite is a good motivator. It works very well with some of our group. Actually, a lot of our group runs really well on Spite.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
It's actually maybe an alarmingly high percentage of us that work really well. Thomas says, oh yeah, I'm starting to be like, it might be all of us. It might be all of us. I run extremely well on Spite because if I'm behind on something, I just need Chaz to tell me
that you can't do it.
That I can't do it. And as soon as he does that, I'm like,
sure, you Chaz.
What'd you say to me? So, yeah, I think it actually works pretty well for everyone. We're good on the Spite. Mm-hmm. Anyway, getting back to the Nintendo Direct. I'm sure most people have seen the Nintendo Direct at this point. If you haven't, take a moment when you get a chance to either... I mean, it's long, right? It's 40 minutes. That's a lot of time.
It is.
You can read about... You could see a bulleted list of games also, and that would tell you. It was a good Direct. Mm-hmm. And I felt like going into it, it was going to be. I was like, this is probably going to be a pretty good one based on the fact that, like, we know of some things that are coming up, and because of that, it'll probably give us some good stuff to look at. I was excited that we got a release date for Pikmin 4. Mm-hmm. I figured we would, but it was sooner than I thought.
I am glad for that.
Yeah. Yeah. The fact that it's July is like, that's really not that far away. I didn't know that the game was as far along as it was.
As that, yeah.
Yeah. Haley, that was the other thing I was super excited about. I was very excited for Metroid Prime being released. And, like, for one, it kind of makes sense. Like, Metroid Prime has been released... This is the... this is the fourth time. This is the fourth time it's been released. Came out on GameCube. Came out on Wii. Came out on Wii U. as a Wii download thing, and is now available on the Switch. So like it's been re-released multiple times, and I'm super happy about it because at some point I'd really like to replay Metroid Prime, and now I have an even better way of doing it. So I'm happy about that. And then also all the Game Boy and Game Boy Advance stuff, which like we knew was happening because it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that they finally released that. What other things happened?
Layton.
I mean, just a teaser, but Layton. We finally have a date for Advance Wars, which I'm very excited about. There's a lot of other stuff that we didn't talk about in our video that we released on to Stephen Plays, and it was just because it was not stuff that was necessarily of interest to us, but it didn't necessitate that it was bad.
Yeah.
It was just stuff that we didn't have anything to comment about, but there was a lot of good stuff. And of course, ending with a
big
trailer
for
Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah. May. Close.
Yep.
We got 300 bits from Sinstar Man. Says, speaking of new jobs, I'm working on the new job thing to help with funding my career, but besides me finding a new job, besides me finding a new job can be hard. Congrats, Alex. I mean Thomas. Or congrats, Alex, on his new job. Some days he may want to, I don't know. So, we got 24 months from Zimmer CJ. Hey, congrats on the 2. 311 bits from Goldmage, who says, don't remember what this bit amount is. The common toad is common throughout most of Europe. It has, throughout the ages, been considered a sign of ill omen, witchcraft, and the devil. Kind of sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
You would probably want something... If something is a sign of the devil, you'd probably want it to be kind of rare. As opposed to like, we've decided that falling leaves mean you're a witch. But it's fall. Witch!
We've had these frogs around our neighborhood lately that we've been hearing. And they sound really cool. Yesterday I had windows open and I could hear them.
Yeah, I got some video clips of
That somewhere.
of the sound.
Yeah.
Right, not the because you can't see these frogs. Frogs more like witches. Sinistar Man says, "Oops, sorry, Thomas. I still mean it though. So congrats to both of you." Hey, you know what? It's fair to say that at some point Alex will probably maybe change jobs, and if he does, then early congratulations to him. It's completely fair. The other thing I wanted to say is that, so Tears of the Kingdom's coming out in May. I don't know if folks knew this because, like, Nintendo didn't advertise it. It's just one of those things that retailers have been, responding with. Tears of the Kingdom is the first Nintendo Switch game that will cost $69.99. $69.99. Now, this isn't like a terribly unusual thing. Like everyone's like, nice, but also, oh no, anti-nice. Yeah. So this isn't a terribly uncommon thing. AAA titles for Sony and Microsoft for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X cost $70. Nintendo has not done that up to this point, but they are now. So just a little heads up. The reason I give you a heads up is that some retailers actually put pre-orders up for $59.99. So if you see that price and you know that it's a game that you're planning on getting, you can maybe pre-order it for $59.99. The other thing is, yes, the NSO vouchers. The NSO vouchers are, if you don't mind having a digital version of the game, I think is the best, like the absolute best way to get the game. Because the vouchers are $99.99 and they let you just get 2 games. And if one of the games is a $70 game, then it ends up being a good deal. Good deal depending on how you view the whole situation. So, yeah. Yeah. And that's true. Senpai says, the thing that sucks is that Nintendo doesn't like to do sales on first-party games. It's rare. It's rare. It does happen. It just doesn't happen very often. Part of me wonders that with this game hitting this price tag, if we won't see sales sooner, even if they're just for a little bit, even if it's just $10, but we might see that. But Chaz has the link to the NSO voucher thing. Again, if you're interested in picking up, if you're interested in picking it up and you don't mind it being digital, like, you absolutely should probably do the NSO vouchers thing because you're going to save money. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't think that means that every Nintendo game is going to start costing $70. I think that they'll probably be pretty selective about it, based on development time and the amount of hours you get out of it and things like that. So we'll see what it's like moving forward. We'll see. Like, yeah, it's a good example. Pikmin 4 is $60. I don't think Pikmin 4 is going to cost $70. But, yeah. M-Tappet says, I wonder why Breath of the Wild was 60 and Tears of the Kingdom is 70. I think it's the... I don't want to just say, like, the industry is changing, but the fact that that's how much games cost on PlayStation and Xbox, I think is reason enough for Nintendo to be like, let's see if we can do this, Because, like, the $10 increase is a huge amount of revenue. Like, if you think of the millions of people that are going to purchase Zelda, the amount of additional revenue that Nintendo will make is huge. Like, that's a huge amount of money. So I think it's one of those things that, like, if they think that it will not drastically affect sales, which it probably won't, they're going to do it. If there's a game that they could get away with it, it was probably Zelda, and they know that, and that's why they're doing it. And it sort of sucks because there's not really a way around it. It's just either get the voucher. Or, if you can find a GameStop that's still doing the pre-orders at $59.99, then you can get it, there. So, there is a future of $70 Switch games. I don't think it's going to be often, at least I hope not. But it's not going to be never. It's not going to be never. 300 from Sinistar Man says, saving money on digital is not worth missing out on the physical, in my opinion. Gotta stock up the game shelves. The cost difference is pretty different if you're doing the voucher. So I get it. If people just want to play a game. And at this point, most people just want to play a game.
Yeah.
They're not interested in having physical, and I don't blame them. But I do want a physical copy of the game. I actually don't pre-order games for a variety of reasons, but one of the reasons is that, like, for when we want to stream it, sometimes it's not always reliable to pre-order a game and expect that it'll show up at your door. So instead, I will just get up, the day that it comes out and just go buy it.
Right, Haley?
I can't even argue with you, Haley. Like, and Haley knows if she wanted to borrow a game that she just could. She was talking about a game. What was the game you were talking about the other day? Oh, Amori.
Yeah.
Haley was talking about Amori, and I was like, I have Amori on Switch. It's like, you can borrow it. That's not a problem. We have video games. Chaz,
Wow, Chaz.
you can even sell them your old games to clear stuff out of your house. Not wrong. It's true. I've done that for. I have like 80% of Thomas's old video games. So yeah, I definitely have a lot of friends' stuff. I've done a lot of games from friends over the years too. Like Thomas is a big example, but also just other people have given me stuff.
Big key stretch.
When I was collecting GameCube, Austin had a few GameCube games I didn't have, and he just gave them to me. He's like, I know you're collecting them. And he had Skies of Arcadia, which is a very hard one to get too. It was a game that he loved as a kid, so. That's very sweet. I have collected a lot of friends. We have a lot of we have a lot of people in our lives who mean a lot to us. We have a lot of people nearby now that mean a lot to us. And if they want to borrow a video game, they can. Have I ever sold a game that I regret selling? No. I mean, like, the only video games I've ever sold in my life was I sold my DS collection. I've never sold any other video games. The DS collection is the only video games I've ever sold. And, like, I do regret that a little. But I've also largely, like, recollected them. So it's not too bad. But those are the only video games I've ever actually sold. Aside from when I was real young. When I was real young, my first video game system was an NES, and I had a bunch of NES games. Not a bunch, but like a few. And I wish I still had my childhood NES games. Like, I wish it was like, this is my copy of Mario Brothers. This is my copy of Iron Tank. I wish I had that, but I don't. I sold those. I sold those in either like in anticipation of a Super Nintendo or like right after we got a Super Nintendo or something like that. I sold it at the flea market.
Keep me warm.
In Myrtle Beach. Kind of wish that. Kind of wish I had those, but there's no way to get them back now, so I don't spend a lot of time thinking about it. 300 from Sinistar Man says, so funny side note, I find getting third-party and indie games physical hard these days. Could be that I just don't know where to look. I mean, yeah, some indie games get extremely limited physical releases also, which does make it difficult. There's a few companies that are doing it, but
Yeah.
it is sometimes difficult to get those things. Like, everyone knows limited run, but there's like 10 different companies that make physical releases. Also, some of them are regional, and I don't know if people know that, and it's kind of hard to get that information, but like, there could be a company that's like, hey, do you want a physical copy of this? You better get it through us. And it's that they have the rights to produce it physically in like the UK. Super Rare is a good example. Super Rare has done games that they're like, hey, do you want this? You better get it through us. We're making 4,000 of them. But then, like, in the US, a major distributor is taking care of it, and then you can buy them at Walmart. So, and like, you don't really have that information ahead of time. There's been times where I bought a game because I was like, oh, I would love to have a physical copy of this. It's going to be a limited print run from this one company, so I'll pick up a copy, and then I find out that, oh, actually, you just buy it. Actually, they just did that with Celeste. Celeste was originally, it had a physical run for all the systems, and the physical run was limited, and it's been out of print for years. A copy of Celeste for the Nintendo Switch goes for like $200 something. Well, guess what? Now they're getting ready to print them again. And it has a different cover, but it's the same game. In fact, it's probably better because I think now it has like whatever DLC or anything that was in it. And Fangamer's doing it. And it's going to be in like... It's going to be in Best Buy. Ta-da! Like, you know, so it's... If my advice generally is, buy something because you want it. I wouldn't buy anything because you're like, this will be worth something, because you have no idea how much anything's going to be worth. You have no idea. You have like a bit of a gut instinct about some things. You're like, this is a Atlas game, and Atlas games are going to be worth more. Like, it's not impossible, but you just get it because you want it, because there's a high probability that like something will just like be reprinted, or in another territory it'll exist, or whatever. So you have no idea what you're getting into when you buy something like that. We get 3 into bits from Shy. It says, a little while back I went to my local library for the first time since college, dear lord. To my surprise, they now had physical video games you could rent there. I saw a copy of Xenoblade X on the front shelf. Thomas might be able to add more information about that, but I feel like video games you've been able to rent video games from libraries for some time. Obviously, it depends on your library, but some libraries do have video game rentals. If you want to relive the joy of the 90s, you might be able to do that. Yeah, Thomas says, my hometown library did in 2010. I don't think it's like super common, or maybe it's just that most people don't know about that, right? But check in at your local library. Another thing is that, and a lot of people don't think about this, is that like you can rent DVDs and Blu-rays at your library.
I've seen libraries have like baking pans of like funky shapes and stuff.
Really? Interesting. Yeah, if it's been a while since you've been to your local library, check it out. You don't know what you're going to find. You have no idea.
I need to get a library card here.
Yeah. Thomas says, not every library. Lots of them don't, because they're like, it's so expensive. But there's so much else that's expensive we buy. It's the greatest use of your tax dollars. Yeah, hit up your local library. Because if nothing else, like, you might find, like, a video game. You might find a movie. You might find something like, I've wanted to watch this. You might find a pan. You don't know. You can borrow a ladder? I did not know that. That one's new. That's cool. That's really cool.
Coffee.
Neat. I mean, like, we don't have a ladder.
We do.
Not a big one.
We do. I mean, it's not ours, but there's one in the garage.
Okay, so it's not ours. Also, it is a 6-foot ladder.
Oh.
So, like, you could not get onto a roof with it.
No.
I mean, I could. But no one else could. And it would still be, like, a little dangerous. Like, a little dangerous. 300 from Mentap said, Steven, would you ever be interested in getting your video game collection appraised? No. Partially because, like, it doesn't matter to me. I've said something before that drives Dan up the wall, but, like, the video game collection is it has no value if I'm not intending to sell it. And he's like, yeah, but it has value. I was like, there's no value. He's like, but it does have value. I'm like, no, it's completely worthless. He's like, but it has value. I'm like, no, if I don't want to sell. It was great. He had a miniature breakdown of that. Like, I know that it's worth something, but the other thing is that the video game market has been fluctuating like crazy over the past few years, and it's almost pointless to have it appraised because it's gonna change.
Yeah.
The prices of, like, the video game collection, like, it wouldn't be terribly wrong for me to say the video game collection, like, doubled in value from 2020 to 2021 or whatever. Like the video game industry, like the retro industry, like went stupid, and my sincerest hope is that it comes down. Which is not what you would think when someone has a bunch of video games. But again, I'm not interested in selling them. So, like, I hope that they come down so they're more accessible, not just to me, but to other people. I think if people, if people want to own a physical copy of a game that they enjoyed as a kid, I think that they should be able to do that without it costing a ridiculous amount of money. So... But I also think that it partially falls on to, developers and publishers to re-release old games. Re-release old games, man. Just do it. I'm glad we can play Metroid Prime. I'm glad that we can play Baten Kaitos. But, like, there's so many other titles that are just, like, stuck on a system from, like, 20 years ago. Just release it. You have the source code. Jerks. Do it digital. Where was I? Randy from Radio Dread says, just a little yak waddling by. They do waddle a little bit. A little waddle. Randy from Sinstar Man says, when you said the UK, that reminded me of the time when I bought the UK version of Mario Party Superstars the other day. So now I have a Peggy on my shelf. Yeah, that's actually a good point. If, I don't know how common it would be, but if you find a deal on a game, Switch is a good example. If you find a deal on a game and it's in another territory, like, buy it. There is no region locking.
Not anymore.
Region locking is gone. So, like, do it. If you're traveling abroad and you find a game for Switch and you're like, neat, get it. Get it. And a lot of games have English versions on them, like the Asian territory, which it's an Asian territory because it doesn't have any sort of rating on the front. A lot of times those are loaded in with like every. You trying to find one?
I know which one it is.
We have some Switch games that are that way. They have all of the languages on them, so you can do it.
I can see it, but I can't reach it.
Becca says, like Okami. Yeah, Okami.
That's the one I was looking for.
Okami.
That's the one I see.
I think the Okami we have is a Japanese game.
Yeah.
But that is one that has, like, English on it. Because I don't think that got an English physical release.
On Switch.
Not on Switch, yeah. So, yeah, there's, like... if you see something, you can get it.
It's, like, right here. It's, like, the 4th or 5th one in on the back row.
Okay.
Anyway, that's Okami's
there's all sorts of stuff that Switch is interesting to pick stuff up because like it doesn't matter. Like your Switch system will play all that. It also means that if you're like really interested in Japanese games, you can just pick it up. As opposed to like you're really interested in a Japanese copy of Shadow of the Colossus and you need a Japanese PlayStation 2 to play it.
It's just casually glancing at my 5 Japanese PS2 games.
30 Bits of Madam Attack says, so I watched the Nintendo Direct after work yesterday and saw that Game Boy and Game Boy Advance was being added to Switch Online. I looked at the membership for Expansion Pass. I was paying $3.99 a month as opposed to $19.99 a year for the base membership and ended up upgrading to the Expansion Pass since I was basically paying that much anyway. For one, and this is a little tidbit, it is cheaper if you do a year at a time instead of a month. The other thing is that if you have some people you can go in with on a membership, you can split a family membership 8 ways. It becomes real cheap. If you have friends that are doing the Nintendo Switch Online,
Noah is in with Cousins and Brother.
I definitely recommend doing that. If you can get people together for family plan, definitely do that. I think it's $80 a year for the expansion pass, but that can be split
8 ways.
Which means that it's $10 a year. So you pay $10 for the year and you get all the things. And I know I've heard people talk about it, but there's other like groups and stuff online where you can find other people doing it. Or if you're a part of a Discord or something. So Haley says, I'm on my family's plan. I thought you were on our plan. Oh! Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. Then it took me like a minute. It's like, I was trying. It is cute. Yes, it is cute. It took me a minute, but I was like, no, I don't think you are on your family's plan. You're on our plan. We're the family. Okay. I got there. I took.
Yeah, Thomas.
The wheels were turning. I wasn't entirely sure Haley was a part of our plan. I was pretty sure, but I wasn't entirely sure. It's hard to know. We get a subscription from Dazzle Doer 1214.
Welcome.
And 3 Bits from Genesis, it says, well, sometimes the devs don't have the source code anymore, which is part of the problem. That is also true. That is also true. I don't think it's a terribly common problem. But maybe that's because we don't hear about it so much.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some older games, like third-party things, that it happens. Anyway, I'm just all for people being able to play video games. That's what it comes down to. So, if they can, if they have the ability to move it forward into the future, to provide additional features, I mean, resolution, frame rate, like any of that, like, do so. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal. Did that happen with Kingdom Hearts 1? What? That would be wild. Anyway. Anything can happen, man.
You know what I want to go grab?
What's that?
I want to grab a game and show off the cover, because I don't know if people have seen it.
Okay.
Just gotta not trip on this green screen.
Try not to do that. Kingdom Hearts 1 code was lost, had to be rebuilt for the PS3 release. Wild.
Have we shown off this?
I don't know. This is
This is the Japanese tulip cover.
Yeah, this
Isn't
is-
it gorgeous?
It is very pretty. This is what Tulip looks like in Japan. It is a very pretty cover.
It is a pretty cover.
A lot of the Japanese games have very artsy things. Like, the game is the same. It's the same wild Japanese nonsense.
Yeah, they didn't change anything in Tulip.
But it's got this very cool thing. What's this say, Mao?
I don't know. The cover memorized.
I don't think I've ever noticed this. So under Tulip, under the
It's not in the
title,
English version that says that.
yeah, there's like a hold it up for Chaz. Chaz, what is Hisori, Kosori, Henteko, Fusigi, Daibutu, Yakitori, Yakimo, Omedetou.
Oh my god.
I messed that one up. That one's hard. I don't know how to say that one. Huh?
Omedetou?
Omedetou.
Chess says this isn't in my job description.
Koisite Aiste Tulip. What does that mean? Could you help me? Could you help me? Could you if you could just, what did that say? If someone wants to look this up, if you can find a fairly high quality, it's really tiny. It's really tiny. You'd have to find a fairly high quality scan of the cover online, the Japanese cover, and it's written underneath the lip. I have no idea what it says, but I'm super curious. Anyway, you could like take a picture of it, I guess, and tweet it or something, and then.
I could also just point Google Translate.
Anyway, what did you want to show a different one?
Oh no, I
Oh.
just grabbed all of them because they're all together.
Oh,
This
the
is
one
the
for
Bokuto Mao one.
Okage. Doesn't Shadow Colossus have a really good one too?
It does, but we don't have it.
What do you mean we don't have it?
We don't have the Japanese one.
We didn't buy Shadow of the Colossus?
Not in Japanese.
Really?
I'm trying to see if I can find the English version of that.
Here's Okage. I've always really liked the Okage art. Didn't they use the Japanese Okage art for the...
There it is.
For the, Oh, it is something.
The tulip one is way different, and I'm not going to find it. I'm probably too short to actually reach it.
There's Okage and its Japanese counterpart. They changed... Yeah.
I know they changed the main character's eyes.
Yeah,
They shrunk them down so they weren't so insanely large.
In Japan, the character very much had anime eyes that took up half of their head, and for the American release, they went and they made them smaller. Neat. What is this?
That was what came with the Japanese PS2.
Oh,
Gift. Thank you.
okay.
Yeah, it was me and Shadow King, Bokuto Mao. And,
This doesn't have anything in it.
Doesn't? Roland.
This isn't the game that came with it.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. The game that came with the Japanese PS2 was Grandia 10.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'd be like, I don't know what this is.
I don't know what that is either.
What is this? Where did this come from?
It's Shadow King. Yeah, I don't know why they made it Okage.
Also, it is never a great feeling to open a case and be like, there's no game in here. That did happen to me once when we were working on Wii.
Yeah.
And it was I don't remember what game it was, but it was a relatively more rare, more valuable game, and I was like, oh no. Oh no. So I had to replace it before the event.
Crash Bandicoot must get a randomized gorilla to the desert before brunch.
Is that the plot of Crash Bandicoot 3? Maybe? We got 1050 from Anise who says, Mal, you just made the professional translator in me scream. I know Google Translate is accessible, but it might not be accurate. Anyway, Rad, give me a game.
I know it's not accurate. I just know it will help me get the gist of it.
Sometimes you just need the gist. Like, what is the gist of Crash Bandicoot 3? I'm pretty sure you have to get a randomized gorilla to the desert before brunch. Yeah, that's it. That's basically it.
Yeah, this is Indonesia.
Indonesia is apparently extremely good.
Yeah.
But it's a super text-heavy RPG, so probably won't get a chance to experience that one. See, you want to know what my hope is? This is a secret hope that I will say publicly. My secret hope is that Chaz gets real good at Japanese, and then he can join me on a stream and he can read it to me.
What about the cat game?
What about the cat game?
Can that be what we do?
We can do anything. Like a bedtime story, except a text-heavy RPG that would take, like 50 hours. That would be great.
Oh, but Reina, Chaz, we have to play the cat game.
Another option is you learned... No, that's actually not an option.
I mean, I want that to be an option for me.
That is actually not an option. I mean, yeah, if you do it, then that's fine.
There's actually something through UNC here where you can take Japanese classes. It's over by the farmer's market. On the grounds of the old hospital. Thought about it.
Setsy says, oh my god, hire Clyde. So Clyde, for those who don't know, Clyde Mandolin is the individual who did the translation for Mother 3. I'm just using that as an example. There's a
Clyde's done a lot
of stuff. But Clyde...
Sorry, Jess.
I believe Clyde does still work for Funimation, yeah. So Clyde and his wife actually, I don't know if they, I don't think they still do it now, but for the longest time, they actually had a Twitch channel where they would play Japanese games and Clyde would just translate them. And that was so fascinating to me. Like, I really, really love. They were on the Twitch train years before anyone else was. Like, they were really into that whole thing, and they would play Japanese games, and he would explain what was going on, and they would also do live comparisons. Yeah, their streams and stuff are on YouTube, so you can like watch it. So their stuff is still available to see. Anyway, yeah, it's I always thought that was really cool. And like we have tools now, right? Like we have tools where things can like read the screen and give you translations and stuff, but it's a little different.
Better than Google Translate.
Yeah, like things are getting better, and like that technology will only improve.
Yeah.
But I am looking forward to like having someone around would make it better for sure. Yeah, maybe at some point. Where were we? Gamer Girl Life gifted a sub to RC4000. Appreciate it. 300 bits from Ninja. It says, quietly, secretly, strangely. Congratulations on the Daibutsu Yakitori Yaki. Let me fall in love. Love me, Choop. From Google Translate. Neat. Quietly, secretly, strangely.
That's Julep.
It's, I wonder how many other games in Japan do little taglines like that, because Mother 3 also had a tagline.
Strange, funny, heart-rendering.
Strange, funny, and heart-rending. Yeah. So, I don't know if that's a common... I think Mother 2 might have had that too, but I don't remember. When we actually got the chance to tour the Hobonichi offices, they obviously had a ton of like Mother stuff in there. Yes, in English, yes, Earthbound's was This Game Stinks, but they had posters, like the full like 24 by 36 inch posters of the games in there, and they were included some stuff that I just either hadn't seen before or like rarely ever saw, and they had one in there for Mother 2, and I think there was a tagline on it, but I don't remember what it was. Also, I wouldn't have been able to read it, but I just that's what that reminded me of. Yeah, Mother 1 had one. Mother 1 was yeah, that's what was that Mother 1's No Crying Until the End? I think so. I'm pretty sure. No Crying Until the End. Mother 2 had to have had one too. I just don't remember what it is. And obviously we didn't get that because we got This Game Stinks. This game stinks.
Chess said, which was a lie because you cry after the third encounter in 5 steps. When they put Earthbound Beginnings on the Switch, I was like, play through this again. I got through it before without the easy ring. I can do it again. And I got like 1 step out the door, battle, dead. Do it again. 2 steps out the door, battle, dead. And I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was in the Mother 3 commercial. I don't know if it was just Mother 3 or if they brought it back from Mother 1. I don't remember. I don't know, man. There was a time in my life where like I knew every single piece of information there was to know about Mother, like everything. And now I'm like, I can't anymore. I can't know everything. I have to have like room for like fine dining and breathing. I can't have space for everything.
When do we do fine dining?
It's a reference. It's fine. Bry Lewis 97 gifted 10 subs. Takina Ray, Scott Bynum, Soulswind, Jefferson 314, Coffee Beans, Systems, Pirate Queen, Bo, MPAC 86, Net the Hunter, Jonathan VT, and Flagboy 1213. Brian Lewis, thank you. Appreciate it.
I never watched SpongeBob.
Brian Lewis says, good morning, grandparents. Best wishes. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you have a good day as well. Some people got my SpongeBob reference.
Yeah, I didn't.
I know. That's why you were like,
I never watched it.
When do we ever do... Also, is that a slight against me in some way? Is that like, you don't ever take me to a nice place?
No, I'm just saying that's not our normal.
No, it's not. We could go to a night. We've went to a nice restaurant on like...
Normally with my dad and Rhonda.
No, I'm thinking of like a nice place.
We went to the French place in...
That's what I mean. Once?
For our
Oh my god,
anniversary.
we've probably went to a nice place more than once, right? Is that like the one time?
Yeah.
I'll be honest though. I don't really have a desire to go to the restaurants that are really expensive because it's like a logarithmic curve. It's not worth it, actually.
But like,
not
it might
worth
be
it.
fun sometimes for like just like as an experience to be like. Ooh.
I mean, yeah, in like once a year. You know, once a year I'm willing to do it, but like, and it's not that we haven't had good food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not that the places are bad.
Yeah.
It's not that they taste bad. It's not that at all. We'll go and you can go to Hardee's. I like Hardee's.
Someone just mentioned Taco Bell. I just had Taco Bell. And it was really amusing because we had gotten Taco Bell. And out of the blue, Brandon was like, do you remember when we picked up Chaz and Jeff from the airport and Steven was like at the drive-thru and he was like, can I have taco? Because he couldn't remember what the thing was called. And I was like, that was very funny. Also, Brandon, I said, I just got Taco Bell and I sent him a picture of the cup I had.
In fairness, Jeff had told me what he wanted to order, and then it took the guy like 2 full human minutes before he came on the speaker, and by that time I had forgotten and I couldn't remember, and I was just like, can I have
Taco.
taco? Like everyone in the car immediately was like, then I had to clarify. I was like, a lot of taco box,
Taco.
big box taco time Tuesday box, all the tacos. Give me all your tacos. This is a stick up.
Sloths invade Goku's airport in this obvious action-adventure game.
That was a bit from Busy Geek. Says, will Eddie give some food? Will Rad give a game? Or will there be a bird? You got a game. Sloths invade Goku's airport in this obvious action-adventure game.
So obvious.
Also, this brings up a completely separate question. Does Goku fly? Does he have a reason to?
He is the planes for the airport. You just arrive and he picks you up and flies you to the next.
Like, not only can Goku fly, but Goku...
He might make more money than being a farmer.
Like, I don't know that he has a reason to ever get on a plane. Why?
He could just teleport.
Why does he own an airport? I mean, I get that, you know, you might want to relax with, like, your family. His whole friggin' family can fly. Can Chi-Chi fly?
I don't think so.
In Dragon Ball, no, she never learns to fly. Because he learns to fly from, like, someone. I don't think she can. Anyway. Sorry, that was not really... Oh, that's true, Jess says. Owning an airport is primarily to make money, not to get places. There are cheaper ways to get places than buying an airport. Me trying to get to Milwaukee. Man, I don't know how we're going to do this. I can't afford this airport. But how are we going to fly? I don't know. Because if we can buy an airport, we'll be able to get there. It's fine. Rena from Shia says, all this talk about games in different languages and translations reminds me of something. Late last year, my cousin showed me Greek Yu-Gi-Oh! And it was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen in my life. It was so weird hearing them do the over-the-top anime voice. Truly magical. That reminds me of Japanese King of the Hill. Mm-hmm. Japanese King of the Hill is great. I would watch the entire show over again. I don't think they dubbed the whole thing. They probably only did like season 1 or something. But it's fantastic. I love it. I think it's a lot of it has to do with the fact that like you have this perceived notion of what the voices sound like. So anytime they're different, especially if they're real different, you're just like, that is not what I am used to. And you know what? That's good. It's nice to change it up.
Give me the bird.
Hey, there's a bird. What bird is this?
A chicken.
It's a little chicken. It looks like the chicken from Harvest Moon.
Yeah.
Which Harvest Moon chickens look like that. You're welcome.
Little chicken.
500 from Sinstar Man says, buying an airport just to get somewhere is a Bruce Wayne move. Bruce Wayne had like a lot of money. Well, he didn't. His parents were billionaire. Were they billionaires?
I don't know. I just know that they had money and died, and then he was like, "I'm going to use all this money to protect Gotham," and like that's all I know. I really loved Batman Beyond, and I didn't watch any other Batman.
Oh, yeah. It's kind of a weird thing. Like, instead of investing in different things that would help make the city safe, he was like, I can do this myself. I just need, like, a special suit and my butler.
In my car.
In my car. I need a special car. I need a special car. And Money and Tide is the greatest description of Batman's origin story. Batman is an egomaniac, isn't he? A little bit. To just be like...
Like I said, my only knowledge is Batman Beyond, and Bruce Wayne and Terry have a way different dynamic.
Yeah. Also, is it ever daytime?
No, it's never daytime.
Is it ever daytime? Like, sorry, I'm trying to recall everything I know about Batman, and it's not a lot, but I watched Batman the Animated Series as a kid. I remember very vividly because I have a TV dinner tray. It's a TV dinner tray. If anyone remembers these, they're about this big, and they have the fold-up legs that come out, and then you can either put it on your lap, or what I would do is I'd lay on the floor on my belly and look up at the TV, and I had it, and I would eat my dinner off of this Batman Animated Series TV dinner tray. And I feel like it's always dark. There is no daytime like, is that in all versions of the show of Batman? Does it ever get light?
Sabrina says, I literally cannot remember any daytime scene in any of Batman Animated Series or Beyond. Like, in Beyond, they go to school. Like, Terry goes to school. That has to be daytime, but I don't remember seeing sun.
Like, there's, like, terrible vitamin D deficiencies in Gotham. Like, the vitamin D market is just off the chain. People are lining. They have them at like the newsstands. It's like, I'll take a copy of the morning paper and a bottle of vitamin D. Well, you gotta keep that vitamin D in you.
Everything is fortified with vitamin D.
Everything. You touch it, they spray it. Like, instead of spraying for mosquitoes, they come by and they're just like, vitamin D. They might have to. I don't know.
That's why there's so many villains.
Villain. I mean, if you want to make a villain, just keep someone out of the sun. That's how you do it.
Yesterday we had a beautiful day in Raleigh. It was like 70 degrees. It was sunny. And I messaged the Raleigh group and I was like, everyone get outside today. It is nice.
It was a high of 71. So
today we're gonna break a record, they said.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's important to, like...
Someone asked what I'm drinking. Costco canned coffee.
It's important. It's important to get outside a little bit sometimes.
It is.
But it's easier when it's not cold.
Both of our blood tests were like, you don't have enough vitamin D.
Yeah! Yeah, and it was like, it was enough, but it was the low enough.
Yeah.
It was like, you could get that a little bit higher. And I was like, okay. Alright. I'll try. I'll do my best. Anyway, God, the cat...
Is he warm?
No, it's not actually that. It's that I've had my
Oh, your legs
foot-
crossed.
I've
Take him.
I got him.
Okay.
It's my ankle. Oh my god. My ankle was all like bent up.
Ah.
I fixed it. Here, have these. While we talk about
What's coming up?
what's coming up. Oh, that's better. Sorry, buddy. You okay? You doing alright? We're doing okay. Let's talk about things that are coming up. First things first, tomorrow is the continuation of Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Yes.
Call of Duty World War II!
No one's gonna get that until
They
the mail
will.
comes out.
They will, and then they'll remember this moment. They will. Are you gonna... You're going over there. That's fine. Yeah, be sure to join us for
Galaxy 2 tomorrow night.
Galaxy 2. Mm-hmm. We're 65.
Something.
I think we're like 65 stars into it. 64 something. Yeah, we have approximately a quarter.
Yeah.
A little more than a quarter. You got to join us tomorrow night because we'll be getting our 69th star.
Nice.
And I just can't wait to see which one it is. I hope it's like Mario's slippery slide and ride.
You didn't have to name anything.
I was trying to think of something that was real. I was like, it's some sort of slide level. God, I hope so. Or something with beiness. Anyway, that's tomorrow. Why are you my friend? Why? You've had so many opportunities. You didn't have to move here. You didn't have to be here. You chose this life. I have no regrets. So that's tomorrow. So be sure to be here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern.
No puzzle on Sunday.
No, that's because it is the Super Bowl. Oil pie. Also known as the big game. EA Sports. That's on Sunday, and for those who do not already know, I chose the Eagles.
Live on Tuesday when Alex and Haley were here.
I chose the Eagles. So, if you want to base your
My mom asked who
pick.
you picked.
Yeah.
So she could root for them.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah. Give me the bird. We'll see who wins.
Yeah.
But we'll be watching the game. I believe everyone will be in town. Everyone will be here.
Yeah,
Sure
I believe
planning
everyone's
on
planning
over
on being here.
So we'll all be here watching the football. Trying to think if there's anything else to announce. Maybe not.
No.
Everyone is here. Brandon. 8 months from Quill J1. Quill, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that there's anything else to announce.
No, I don't think so.
There's nothing else to announce. There's no more things to announce. Vlogs. I mean, yeah, there will be vlogs today. Actually, there's a vlog in like a minute. That's something I can announce. I forgot about that. I also have been working hard to get the VODs set.
Yeah.
The VOD channel takes a surprising amount of work to make sure that that's not falling behind. And I am doing my best to make that reality. But yeah, there's I'll have more VOD stuff out.
Haley says no more dog vlogs. I mean, there'll be more, but I have seen Haley's comments on every vlog where they were gone that was just dog.
I think
Was
Haley,
it nice to see Leica
I'm
and
sure.
what Leica and I were up to while you were gone?
I'm sure that Haley really appreciated it.
I mean, I was sending her photos.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, and yeah, this is about dogs, I think. So this is actually very, very appropriate. We get 20 months from Raging Gymnast. Thank you very much. Let's use this opportunity to just raid the
vlog.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to send y'all there, and we will do a dome here, shall we? And we'll do Dog Dome. How about Dog Dome?
Okay.
Do Dog Dome.
Okay.
Dog Dome. That was pretty good. Do you want to try?
No.
You can do one. Go for it. Just go for it. I won't end the stream till you do.
Buy this airport dome.
That was good. That was perfect.